the word? What's the word, baby? Your boy is in the building solo again. The homie is still under the weather, so salute the dog, young Deke over there. So make sure that we, send them thoughts and prayers and them get well soon and all them other well wishes that way. But we gotta go solo today, man. It's like that sometimes, man. But we definitely got a fun show today because we got a couple things on the docket. I mean, let's be real. We finally got a 53-man roster for the 2024 Pittsburgh Steelers. Definitely got to react to all of that good stuff, man. And we're going to get your thoughts on that as well. We officially know who the Pittsburgh Steelers QB1 will be heading into week 1. The boss, man. Coach Tomlin went on record and went ahead and stamped that today. So, of course, we're going to have to talk some of that and react to that as well. And, hopefully, I mean, we might have a homie TG, rock out, man. We're going to see what's happening with the dude. I know he's in the heart of season along with game week for the homie, man. So we will see what's up with him, man. But like I said, man, plenty that we're going to talk about today, man. So like I said, I'm definitely digging it, man. Hopefully y'all are as well. Like I said, as we push through this thing on a solo vibe for today and tomorrow, I'm giving you the heads up now, man. Yeah, we're going to probably stream again tomorrow. You know how we do. But more importantly, man, it'll probably be solo again because the dog, like I said, man, he got to get back right. Got to get his health back right. You know what I'm saying? So we can't bring him back to the set until he's back activated. All right? So, like I said, man, I'm going to spin the block again tomorrow, man, do another solo where, I'll figure out what we're going to talk about then. But today, like I said, man, we got officially QB1 on record along with our initial 53-man roster. So, you know how we're going to spark this thing off, man. Drop it in the comment section where you're tuning in from so that way I can give you those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And of course, hit that like button on the front end one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel, baby. Like I said, we talking some ball today. We kicking it with the roster. We know who QB1 is. Oh, baby. It's a great day, man. It is a great day. Let's see who's in the set with us. All right. Okay. Brandon Clark in the 540 Roanoke, Virginia. And he says, go Dukes. Yeah, baby. It's football week, man. It's game week, man. My JMU Dukes gonna face those Charlotte 49ers, but we ain't tripping, man. We like what we see down there. So, yeah, man, game week, baby. It's game week. All right, I see Malvo does it in Long Beach, California, the 562 East Side. Barilla 92 in the 469 Arlington, Texas. And we can't forget about Jar Devil in the 310 San Pedro, California. Shout out to the Cali in the building, man. The Don Hefe Quan rocking on 323 Watts, California. And of course, I cannot forget the homie, Phil Bing. He's down in Savannah, Georgia, and he says, they are underestimating us. Hey, man, I like when they underestimate us, Like I said, man, there's one way to, come into town as the big bad wolf and everybody gets on high alert and they give you their absolute best each and every week. We've lived that life before. I mean, it's fun. It has its perks, but at the same time, yeah, it can be a little bit of a challenge, a little bit more of a difficult life. Whereas when they overlook you at times or, they think that they're a little bit up higher than you. Hey, man, sometimes you can go ahead and sneak them on in. And before you know it, whoop, that dough is over. So we shall see, baby. We shall see. Shout out to Richard Arbizo, too. He says, Moats survived today with the white tee and chain. Man, I'm just trying to stay chill, classy, and cool, calm, and collected, I don't like change, man. And I got some change taking place this week with my dog being under the weather. So I've had to, audible this, make some calls here, check some stuff, So, yeah, it just felt appropriate to throw something to make me feel comfy and feel good today while I'm with y'all, all right? But, I can't wait to talk this talk today, man, because like I said, as I turn on the TV, I'm seeing us. I like when I see us on the big TV, man. Now, granted, they probably tripping out on the whole QB1 convo, but hey, that's national for you. So, we're going to talk that talk. But let me see what else we got going on. Who else is in the building? Dante Edwards rocking out in Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to Chicago, Illinois, because there's no noise in Illinois. It's just Illinois. Just make sure we throwing that out there. That's for me, not for you, all right? Then let me tap in with the homie Zach 4499 in the 603 Durham, New Hampshire. I like it, baby. I like it. Like I said, man, it's going to be a vibe today, man. Like when the congregation is rocking out with us. or with me. I keep saying that's because I'm so used to my dog being right here every time we come down here, man. But you know, here we are. Here we are. So let's see what is going on. What is going on? I mean, like I said, there's plenty that we're gonna have to discuss today. I also know that there is a little bit of an injury scare going on. All right, so we're gonna get to that as well. You know what? Let's see. Where do we want to start? We'll start with the supers. We'll let that direct. All right. So let's see what the supers talking about real quick on the front. And shout out to Julian Hernandez showing a little love, man, with the super chat. Definitely appreciate you from the heart. And he says, with Herbig showing out the way he is, should you be looking to trade Highsmith next year, potentially getting a second for him? Now, I like how you prefaced it by saying next year. I think that is something that could be discussed, man, because when we're talking about Highsmith and we're talking about Herbig, with both of those guys in particular, we know with Highsmith, proven guy, right? 14 and a half sacks already to his 14 and a half sacks in one singular season, which is a ton of sacks when you're just talking about from a single season standpoint. But then when you look at his full body of work, he's put together multiple seasons where he's, produced over 6, over 7 sacks. That's a high quality amount, man. That's good, consistent production from your outside linebacker number 2. But the part that doesn't get talked about enough is what he brings in the run game as well from a run support standpoint. I mean, this is a guy that, like I said, plays the run at a high level and he's productive there as well. So I like the fact that you started off by saying next year, because I know that was part of the conversation at times, man. This year is like, yo, if Herbig is all of these things and it's all the excitement that you're kind of saying it is, should we go ahead and move on from Highsmith? So I do like the fact that we're talking about it being a next year thing, because me personally, I'm not ready to turn the keys over to Herbig over Highsmith just yet. So let's talk about it a little bit more. The reason being, the reason why I think it's interesting for a next year conversation is this. If we see Herbig come out here this year and he gets, 6, 7 sacks in a reserved or third edge rusher role, then yeah, we feel a lot more confident about the projection of if we were to give him, more snap counts, give him more opportunities. So we would have more information. And I think that would simplify the thought process of, man, moving on from a Highsmith and trying to gain assets for him without creating a very big hole, because we'd have already had a chance to see Herbig, at least in some semblance, show that he could produce at the same caliber level as a Highsmith. Now, the other part is this, man. If somebody were to get hurt this year and Herbig was to have to play a lot more, then that changes everything, because now we really get a chance to evaluate him and see, was the preseason you just taking advantage of some matchups, or is that truly an indicator of what you're going to be going forward throughout your career? We won't know that until we get a chance to, see Herbig in the regular season. And that's always the gift and the curse about the preseason. I think that's also why a lot of us go back and forth as it pertains to the preseason in terms of how much stock we put in it and the validity of what we're seeing, because it's small in the sense of the sample size. Whether we're talking about the competition level, right? Because we know some teams don't even play their starters. Others will play them, but they're playing them for a condensed amount of time. Then you look at the amount of time that the player is actually out there on the field, and it's kind of like, dang, man, like I like it, but it was only 3 quarters, or it was only 3 series. It was only 2 quarters. And when we're just talking about the projection of seeing something in a 2 series or a quarter sample size, and then trying to say that, yeah, that right there is going to take place in the regular season on that same level, I just think we have to be a little bit cautious about that from my perspective. So that's why for me, I say, man, after we see this year, if Herbig, like I said, is in that 6, 7 sack range or greater, then yeah, I think all of those conversations become legitimate in the sense of, could you move on from a Highsmith to get assets while allowing Herbig to take that next step forward? But until I see that, I'm pumping the brakes on trading or on trade talks with my dog, young Highsmith, all right? But I like your energy, man. I like how we starting this thing off today, baby. Shout out, shout out. Let's get it, Julian Hernandez. All right, next up, let's see. We got the homie Mike Hood. He says, what are we hearing about Seumalo's injury? What's up? Yeah, not good, but not bad just yet either. Shefty obviously reported he has the pec injury. They're doing the test, right? It happened earlier today. We're all waiting on the results. So hopefully it's not bad, but we got to find out. That's, I mean, just to put it in, perspective, this is kind of similar to where we were at with the Nate Herbig situation, where it was, you go out to practice, something weird happens, and we had to wait for the test. Initially, the reports were what? Oh, yeah, man, Herbig will probably be back by week 1. We'll see what's up. A couple days later comes out, hey, man, he's going to be gone for a little while. You got to have a little surgery situation, right? So with this, I'm just, let's take some time with it. Let's allow Mr. Seumalo to, have a positive test and everything goes good, man. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, man. That's kind of where we're at right now. But we will see, man. I know, obviously, we can go on the twitter.com and stuff like that. Might have some updates. I'm not sure just yet. But like I said, from what I saw from earlier, man, they got to get the results in. So we shall see, baby. We shall see. Alrighty, let's get to my man. Actually, hold on real quick. Is that K Goated? Yeah, that's K Goated. Shout out to K Goated. He says, Roman Wilson finna turn up with George Pickens. Now, listen, I'm all for the turn up with Roman Wilson, man, if he's actually going to do this thing, man, because we know we need some wide receiver 2 action. We know that we're going to need him to actually, if we don't make any type of roster movement right now from a wide receiver perspective, we're going to need Roman to be a 500 to 800 receiver type of guy right now, just based off of the group. When we're looking at this wide receiver group right now, how many of those guys are we looking at and saying with confidence, yeah, man, we got everybody we need right here, man. That guy's produced. He's already delivered a 600-700 yard season before. Hey, man, this dude already produced before, man. He's a 700-800 yard guy. Hey, man, even on the low end, this guy's a 2 to 350 type receiver. I just feel like right now we kind of have a little bit more holes, or not holes, I'll say questions, with the group outside of George Pickens. I think with GP, man, it's a lot of confidence. We all feel good that this dude, bare minimum, is a 1,000-yard receiver. But best case, he might get in that 1,400 range, right? But then when we look at the flip side and we look at Van Jefferson, we talked about him having the ability to get you 500 yards. He's done it before in his career. But when you look at from a recency standpoint and overall body of work, that's more of an outlier for him than the consistent part or the norm for him. Same could be said with Calvin Austin. We obviously, moved on from Quez Watkins. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. But just in that room, there are still a lot of question marks, man. And not saying that these guys can't deliver. Not saying that Scotty Miller can't surprise us all, right? Not saying that Roman Wilson, who hasn't played in the preseason, can't come out here and really, light it up. But for me, it's just, man, when I think of how it typically works and how it typically looks, I feel like we would have seen a little bit more of an indicator by now. And I just haven't seen that from that group outside of GP just yet. So, yeah, hopefully Roman can, like I said, step up in a major way, baby. Otherwise, it could get a little interesting out here in terms of how teams play us, more importantly, man. But yeah, like I said, man, we're going to have these convos today. Yes, we are. Who the hit my man? The homie TG. All right. So, yeah, we are going to have TG, man. Going to talk to him at 5 o'clock. So, you know how we do on a Wednesday. Shout out to the homie TG coming in the clutch. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all make sure you hit that like button one time for the coach if you are digging the solo vibe today. And, of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel because we do solos. We know we do this, whether it is post-game reactions, space talks, whenever we want to get activated. But we also have, the podcast like we do with the homie Deke, man. So, yeah, subscribe, man, all right? Because we got a lot of content that's dropping. Not only, let's give a little content update also, right? Not only do we got the podcast traditionally 3 days a week when the homie is healthy, we also have the post-game streams after every Steelers game, home or away. I'm popping up here, man. We're going to talk for about an hour, give our instant thoughts, comments, reactions, stuff like that to the action that took place. But then you also see some other content that's dropping on the channel, right? The homie TG, Terrence Garvin, former Pittsburgh Steelers, which y'all are very familiar with, rocks out each and every Wednesday with us, along with giving his instant post-game reactions as well, man. I like how y'all been interacting and engaging with that content. And I'm seeing y'all liking the homie, the new cat, Tyler, man. Yeah, he's been, putting out a lot of good content with the shorts. And I'm seeing how y'all interacting with this. So I definitely like that, man. Y'all keep interacting like that. We're going to have to bump them up to the bigger videos, bro. But I like where we're at right now. I like it, man. So yeah, I see Jacob Malacio says, yo, Tyler's been on fire, man. I'm with you, bro. Like, my man is going, bro. He's definitely going, man. Like, when you talk about guys coming into the system, man, and just trying to see, yo, is it a fit? Is the passion there? How's the crowd gonna react? I'm like, yo, we checking boxes off. I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. So far, so good, baby. So far, so good. And then you know the homie Dom. Can't forget Dom either, man. We know regular season is about to be here starting next week. We should be getting those turf watches back up and going, man. I know that was something that a lot of you guys were interested in, man, in terms of a content perspective. So, like I said, man, we're just trying to keep y'all well-rounded over here. And of course, you know I'm going to keep them film sessions coming, man. Hopefully y'all been enjoying that Master Most film session on Zach Frazier, who, shout out to Zach, man. I thought that he played just from start to finish, man. I thought he balled out, you know, in that Lions game, man. Third final preseason game, but for him, second start, had a whole week of preparation, getting a chance to go into the game ahead of time, knowing what to expect. I thought that he did really, really good, man. So if y'all enjoying that, make sure y'all rock out on that film session, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, all right? But, you know, shout out to the update. Oh, yeah, and Jacob Malacio did rock out and give me another update on where we currently sit from a subscriber standpoint. We are getting close to the 50,000 mark, man. And trust me, man, when that happens, bro, we got to do something massive for the big giveaway, man, all right? So trust me, man, if y'all got any type of recommendations for the 50K giveaway, when we get there, we ain't there yet. We still got some time. We crawling, we climbing, you know what I'm saying? We working. But when we get there, y'all make sure y'all drop them recommendations for what y'all want for giveaways, man, all right? I'm all ears, all right? But definitely appreciate y'all, man. I see you 900 Juice and J Moods and the Don Hefe Quan showing some love, man. Hey, Tito, don't play. You know I give away kicks, man. We done that. We'll do that again, man, all right? But usually we do the kick giveaway on Kicking It With Moats. That's the other YouTube channel for all my sneakerheads that are out there, all right? Let's get it. Oh, okay, Felicia Bellard. She says a home game ticket. You know what? 50K subscribers will have to do like 2 tickets or something, man. Maybe like 4 tickets. I don't know. All right, but we could definitely make that happen. If that's something that y'all rocking with, that's something that y'all kind of like, all right? Like I said, we still got a little bit of ways to go. We sitting at about 48.6 right now, so we getting there. We getting there. But yeah, man. Okay, so I'm seeing a signed Moats jersey as a potential. Okay, all right, okay. Respect then, respect. So yeah, like I said, when we get to that 50K, man, we will definitely have to do something like that. Tickets, okay. I'm seeing tickets in Jersey. If that's the vibe, that might have to be the vibe then, man. That could definitely be the vibe, all right? Okay. And I see you, Rashawn Jones. Shout out to you as well, baby. X Concept says, I want that guest spot on the show. Hey, what they say? A closed mouth don't get fed, man, all right? So, if that's what you're asking, man, I have to take that into consideration if that's a 50K giveaway gift, all right? Jacob Lace says a block party. We definitely not doing no block party, all right? We're going to get a noise violation. They're going to for certain kick us out. And Tom J, why you trying to tell on me, man? Of course I was going to give away a Bills jersey. You know what time it was. Y'all was going to say, let me get a jersey, Bills you, all right? Stop that. Oh, Chris Arkwright says he wants to go to a game with me. Okay. That would also be pretty dope. Talk about the whole bridging the gap, man, of community to the individual that we, you know, make it happen in person, man, at the game. That would be dope. That would be fire, actually. So, yeah, definitely got to think on that as well, man. Definitely got to think on that. Okay. So, I like it there, man. I like it. So, with that being the case, let's get back to some of these supers that are coming in. Excuse me on that. But, like I said, definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, rocking with me the way that y'all do, baby. All right, let's see. I'm trying to find who you, Tito Good Vibes. I'm trying to find who you gifted this to real quick so I can start my shout out for you, baby. But it looks like the chat is too active right now and it jumped on me. So it be like that, man. All right. But shout out to Tito with the Good Vibes paying it forward, dropping an upper room membership for whoever that was. So whoever that individual was, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, Cody James. This is just apple juice. We call it Martinelli's. Yeah. No. Nothing crazy. It's a little juice. Usually I like my OJ. It goes better with my my plant-based diet. Okay. But let's get it. We got 12_Wonder. Shout out to 12_Wonder. He says, huge shout out to Master Moats. First time catching a live in a minute. 11 win season this year. Put a stamp on it, LOL. And he says Roman Wilson will be a stud. Now you speaking my language, 12th Wonder, man. Shout out to you first off for being in the building with me, man. You know it's always love, man. And the first time you caught a live in a minute, man. So I'm glad to have you back in the section with us, all right? But let's talk that talk, man. 11-win season. I think that's realistic. I mean, we're obviously going to talk, our full season predictions and stuff like that next week at some point once the homie gets back. But I could definitely see that being a realistic situation, even as we stand right now, without adding any new help. I know we're potentially going to be signing some other guys as the weekend goes through. That's just typically how it works when you're talking about that initial cut down from 53 from 90 men to 53. You usually are going to add one or two guys here or there leading up to that week 1 matchup. So even based off what we currently said, I think that 11 wins is very realistic. I think Tyler, when he dropped his short earlier today, also, I think he put it at 10. I think he had it at 10 and... No, we didn't have to tell him he had 11 wins. I got to check, man. But I know he was flirting in that double-digit range as well. So, like I said, I can definitely see where your thought process is with that. And with Roman Wilson, man, I hope he's a stud. I think that he has all the intangibles to be very gifted. That was a big reason why we were excited about him when we drafted him. You look at his tape in Michigan, man. John Harbaugh stamped this man for a reason. If you could play for him and have the success that he had, even in an offense that wasn't even predicated on, being this pass-happy attack, they were more physical, run that football, you could still see where Roman was the guy that could win and win in a hurry and was a good guy in terms of catching the football with his hands, all the different techniques and fundamentals that you want to see with, the wide receiver position. My only hesitancy is I just need to see it versus NFL caliber players, because we talk about how we have optimism for so many players when they come out into this league, regardless of where they're drafted at. But we can pull up different players each and every year where it just never really materialized. And I think that that's something that for me, I'm super cautious about until I actually get a chance to see those players play, because of, like I said, being burned just a little bit too many times, man, with these guys that come out of college and we're like, oh yeah, man, it's great, it's perfect. And we never really see them play. And then they get out there and it's like, oh man, you ain't what I thought you were. So that's my only thing, man. But I like the optimism with Roman, man, and hopefully, like I said, we will be seeing him week 1, man. That's definitely the goal. All right, looks like we got the homie Justin Watson also tapping in. Shout out to Justin Watson, man. Definitely appreciate the super chat, man, from the heart. He says, well said about the wide receivers. Hope Deke gets well soon. Yeah, man, hope the homie gets well soon, man. I need the dog to bounce back, man. It's always fun when we get ahead, have our banter. And I got to ask him, his thoughts on Mason and Kenny both making their rosters, Yeah, I just want to get his thoughts, Does he feel like, it was the right moves? I saw Malik Willis get traded. I know those are all his quarterbacks that he feels very passionate about, man. But I'm going to wait till he gets back, man. Wait till he gets back. Shout out to the homie. And I did see that it was Pittsburgh Toddy that got that upper room membership. So Pittsburgh Toddy, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. There we go. I think I had it right, man, based off what the chat was saying. So shout out to the chat, man, keeping me right, keeping me focused as well, all right? But shout out to Tito with the good vibes, man. Always spread love, man. So definitely appreciate you. And we got the homie AJ Martinez. You know it ain't a show unless AJ in the building. Shout out to AJ. Shout out, baby. He says, the voice, Midnight Master, Bro Barian's in the house. Shout out to the Bro Barian, man. If you know, Mr. 757 representing. Hope ODU gets beat by 1,000 this weekend. But other than that, it's all love, baby. Can't wait to have you next time we on the, open up the phone lines. I know you're going to tap in, man. So salute you, baby. Salute you. And AJ Martinez doing his usual, spinning the block, making sure he shouts out to all the other homies like Leah Warren being in the house. She repping that 254 Killeen, Texas. Salute you. X1 Concepts is always rocking out. And of course, Mike Hood is in the building. AJ, it's not a show unless Mike Hood and X Concepts is in the building, man. So shout out to all y'all, man. I like this, bro. I like this. And then AJ also followed it up. He says, I had a dream. TJ and I were researching at a party. And he says he doesn't research, a.k.a. smoke. All right, so shout out to y'all. And shout out to the fact that, you don't partake in those situations, man. I like that. I like that a lot, man. Okay. So, yeah, man, let's start reacting a little bit or talking some of the Steelers 53-man roster, right? And like I said, if you guys are digging this conversation today, make sure I hit that like button one time for the culture. All right. But as we currently look at the Pittsburgh Steelers roster, I'm gonna read off all the names that did not make it for the audio only crowd. We obviously know. Shout out to y'all listeners over there, wherever you're at, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, all that good stuff. But for the names of the players that did not make it, John Rise Plumlee, Jack Coletto, fullback too, absolutely. Dejon Edwards, LaMichael Pirine, Aaron Shamplin. Man, I butchered that. My bad, Shamplin. Jonathan Ward, Tariq Black, wide receiver Jacob Copeland, Des Fitzpatrick, Jeray Jenkins, TJ Luther, Quez Watkins, and Deuce Watts. We released 2 tight ends, Matt Sokol and Rodney Williams. A couple of offensive linemen that we released, Tyler Beach, Tykeem Doss, Joey Fisher, Devry Hamilton, Anderson Hardy. All right, then released 3 D linemen, Wellington Prevalon, Jacob Slade, and Marquise Spencer. Then we had a couple of LBs, and I think that it's gonna be a little, talk some of these in a little bit. But at linebacker, man, Marcus Haynes, Kyron Johnson, Kaiva Tazino, LaQuay Washington, and Jacoby Windman. I like Jacoby, man. I'm sorry, I like Jacoby. My bad. All right, then at DB, man, we had a good little amount of these guys, man. Graylin Arnold, Anthony Averett, Kaylon Barnes, Zion Gilbert, Thomas Graham Jr., Kyler McMichael, Nathan Meters, Keandre Thomas, and then we had one specialist not make it, and that's Deke's second favorite kicker, Matthew Wright. Okay, so a little bit interesting, man, in terms of the guys that did not make it. All right. I mean, just starting with those guys. Or actually, you know what? So those guys that didn't make it. So with that being the case, let me react to those real quick. All right. Then we'll get back to the dudes that did make it, and we'll talk about them even more so because they give a little bit more context as well. But no real surprise at the quarterback room, man. John Ross Plumlee. I think in a matter of, let me see if they've already updated it just yet. But it should be a matter of time before he's back potentially on the practice squad, man. You know how this thing goes. Let me see. Yeah, we haven't updated ours just yet, so we will see, man. But I'll be interested to see, like I said, man, where he lands. I think he's going to end up on somebody's practice squad, probably ours. But like I said, not a surprise that he was released. I was a little bit surprised to see, Dejon Edwards or even Jonathan Ward being on this list in terms of being released. But at the same time, I'm not, solely because look at our running back room, man. With Najee, Cordell Patterson, and Jaylen Warren going on record saying that he's playing week 1. I mean, where's the room at for the guys, And that's the part for me where it was just like, dang, I wish we could have kept one of those dudes, but maybe practice squad gives those guys some type of NFL life, and that kind of lets them wait in the wings until an opportunity comes for them. Wide receiver room, I thought that one of these 2 guys would still be here in the sense of Des Fitzpatrick or Quez Watkins. Deuce Watts is another name you could throw in there, but when you think about us only keeping 5 wide receivers, and we're going to talk about that for the guys that did make it, but we only kept 5 of these dudes, that was the part where I was just like, man, I think we're a little light in that room, along with us not really having that true, special teams gunner type guy in that room, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. All right. No real surprise to me at tight end, man, with Matt Sokol and Rodney Williams being released. Not a lot of surprises in this offensive line room either. Trenches, I would agree. In terms of the D linemen, not really surprised. I was positively surprised at the fact that we kept an additional interior D lineman. I thought, one of those guys when we were talking between the Logan Lees, your Dean Lowrys, or your Isaiah Loudermilks, I thought potentially one of those guys might have fell victim, but it's good to see that they did not, man. So salute the boys still being employed, man. Love that. Kyron Johnson, though. Kyron Johnson and Jacoby Windman, for me, I was a little bit surprised by. Partly when we're talking about Kyron Johnson, more so because we're still just trying to figure out, man, our outside linebacker room past Nick Herbig, right? We got our big 3 and we feel great about that. But then it was kind of like that, is it a Jeremiah Moon? Is it a Julius Weshoff? We know at one point Marcus Golden was here prior to him retiring. So I thought with Kyron Johnson, because he had a little bit more experience as well, I thought that kind of would help him get the leg up. But when you look at Jeremiah and Julius this preseason, those guys did both, outproduce Kyron at the outside linebacker position. So I can definitely understand the decision to go this route. With Jacoby Windman, I just was a fan of him, man. I thought that he played well. I liked his versatility, being able to be on the outside and the inside. But they said, man, when we look at the amount of inside linebackers that we did decide to keep, while also, putting Cole Holcomb on the pup list, that was part of, the situation right now, man. All right. And then in the DB room, the big surprise to me, Graylin Arnold, Anthony Averett, or even Thomas Graham Jr. Why Thomas Graham Jr. specifically? Because Thomas Graham has started at slot corner for us in 2 out of our 3 preseason games. Just like, man, we don't really have a lot of depth at slot corner. This guy's been starting for us, and it's been him and Beanie Bishop. And yeah, it was like, yo, we're good. He stayed. We'll keep some safeties. That part I was a little bit surprised by, and that's the reason why I still am holding out to see, maybe we're going to add something along the lines here, because that just was a little bit of a head scratcher from my perspective, man. But outside of that, man, Matthew Wright getting got at kicker, wasn't really surprised by that, just because, like I said, we know we have Boz. So like I said, those were the guys that were released, right? Now flipping into the guys that actually did make it, man. We did keep 24 players on offense, 26 players on defense, and 3 of these cats on special teams. Offensively, man, we know we kept Kyle Allen, Justin Fields, and the new QB1 of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson, baby. Shout out to Russ. Shout out to Russ. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk. We definitely going to get back and talk about that QB1 situation. How y'all feel about it now? That's officially official, okay? But we do got some other names in here, man. 3 running backs we did keep. Najee Harris, Cordell Patterson, along with Jaylen Warren. Then on the offensive line, man, Spencer Anderson, James Daniels, Troy Fautanu, Zach Frazier, Broderick Jones, Ryan McCullum, Mason McCormick, Dan Moore Jr., and the recently injured and the guy that's making us all have a little heart palpitations and stuff like that is Isaac Seumalo. Shout out to Seumalo, man. You better get right, bro. Ain't got time for you to get hurt. 3 tight ends we did keep, /3.5. I'll call it 3.5 tight ends. Pat Freiermuth, Michael Pruitt, and Darnell Washington. And we had 1 player with the slash designation. Tight end / fullback, and that's Connor Hayward. I like this, but this is interesting to me, man. But I like it. 5 wide receivers, like I mentioned earlier, man. Calvin Austin III, Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller, George Pickens, Roman Wilson. Then we take it to the defensive side of the ball, man. Obviously, 8 D linemen we did keep, man. Montravius Adams, Keanu Benton, Cameron Hayward, DeMarvin Leal, Logan Lee, Isaiah Loudermilk, Dean Lowry, and Larry Ogunjobi. So I definitely like all of those guys. And like I said, once I read through all the names, I am going to go back and kind of get my thoughts on certain individuals and certain people that did not make it. All right. But 8 linebackers were kept for the Steelers this year. Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith, Tyler Matakavich, a.k.a. Dirty Red. Then after that, Patrick Queen, Big Money, Landon E. Roberts, Mark Robinson. Love the fact that he's in the building. TJ Watt, and of course the young guy that we're all excited about, Peyton Wilson. 10 DBs is what we kept though. 10 of them things. Beanie Bishop Jr. Shout out to Lord West Virginia over there, man. Lot of heart, lot of pride. Like his production this preseason. Deshaun Elliott, Jalen Elliott also. Minka Fitzpatrick, Dante Jackson, DeMonte Casey, Miles Killebrew, Joey Porter Jr., Darius Rush, and Cory Trice Jr. Shout out to Cory Trice making it. 3 specialists, no surprise there. Chris Boswell, punters Cameron Johnston, and of course that long snapper Christian Kuntz. All right. So like I said, man, good little squad, man, of guys right there. Good little squad of guys right there. So let's talk about it, though. All right, so at running back, man, I don't have the issue with any of those 3 dudes being here, man. Najee, Cordell, Jalen. Love all 3. I think all 3 are going to complement each other. And we got a chance to see Cordell actually, look explosive and elusive in the open field, man, this past game against the Lions, man. So definitely like that. Offensive line-wise, On paper, I like the group. Obviously, we want them to play a lot better. And I think we will now that the regular season is here, but health is going to be a big factor in this thing, man. And it's crazy when you think about the health standpoint for the O-line. Shoot, just the past 2 years, man, outside of us benching Chooks for, him having some situation, back and forth with the coaching staff and us putting in Broderick, we've had, pretty much the same offensive line each and every game, which is rare, but it's a great problem to have, right? And the fact that, it was continuity, it was stability. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, all right, is Troy back? What's up with Broderick's arm? We know Herbig's done with the torn pec and everything like that. Now we're trying to see what's going on with Seumalo. So that's the part where we're just like, man, let's hope the injury bug can kind of stay away from us, because we've been very fortunate and very lucky these past couple of seasons with our offensive line. But the reason why I do still feel a little bit optimistic about it is if dudes get hurt, man, it will put a little bit more pressure on those guys as a whole. But I also think at the same time, man, it just makes you lock in a lot more versus you coming into some of these games and you do put your guard down a little bit, because we are kind of young at certain positions. And if you watch the tape at times, it looks like we do that, unfortunately, man. So for me, I just think that, when you come into a situation where our back's against the wall, we don't have a lot of depth here, we don't have a lot of, players that are available right now, it's going to make you just prepare with a little bit more edge. So, like I said, man, that could be the pros to that thing, man, but we shall see. And what up, Mano? I see you in the building with me as well, man. Salute you right back, baby. But at tight end, shout out to the 3.5 tight ends, because this is the part that was a little bit unique, man. Obviously, Jack Coletto is a true fullback. And we've talked about fullback and the job of a fullback, right? Whether it was Rosie Nix, whether we're talking Derek Watt, right? In terms of how we would utilize those guys, more battering rams in between, leading up on linebackers and hitting, backside DNs and stuff like that. Connor is capable of that, yes. But is that Connor's specialty? Is that Connor's game? No. And I think that that's the only part that I'm just trying to figure out how Arthur Smith is trying to, approach this thing. Because if it's the Jack Coletto, I think the approach is more of that we're going to be more physical and really hit you in the mouth. I think with Connor, it's a little bit more disguise oriented, along with, yes, we can do some of these things, but we're not going to do a ton of those type of things in terms of him having to be a lead blocker inside the hole, man, with some of these linebackers, because it's just a difference of, you having to be a lead blocker versus an Landon Roberts type. Those are the guys that typically are on the field when it's a fullback on the field, man. But the flip side is we could treat it like old school New England, right? Back when they had Hernandez, Gronk, I think it was, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on the third guy. But they would kind of get you in these big body personnel groupings, and their answer to you playing base to stop the run was they're going to spread these guys out and let their athletes kind of expose you in space. I think with Connor Hayward and Muth, you can definitely get away with that, and even when you throw in Michael Pruitt. So if that's going to be more of the approach and we're using it more of a, man, I want to give you some deception here, but I really want to attack you almost, vertically or through the air this way, I love that. But if we're trying to really, in a true traditional sense, have Connor Hayward doing some of that run blocking stuff, man, is he capable? Sure. But I just think it will be a little bit of a challenge. No different than if we're talking George Pickens, right? We all know George Pickens can catch it. Could you put him at tight end? Sure, he can catch it. He'll route a lot of people up at tight end. But when it's time for him to block one of these down D linemen, man, it's going to be an issue. So that's kind of how I look at Connor. It's like, man, you can do this. I think it won't be terrible at times, but like, man, I don't think that that's what he wants to be, defined as, because that's a different world, man, playing that fullback position at the NFL level. But we shall see. We shall see, man. And yeah, I kind of agree with you too, Stan Clear and Mike Hood, man. I do want to see a little bit more of Mr. Darnell Washington, man. We know the size that he has, man. I thought that he did play a lot better this preseason from a blocking standpoint in comparison to how it was at times last year. We know last year, man, we remember certain games where he did kind of struggle, where he did, not have the best performances. I think for him this year, man, just having another year under his belt, a full offseason, I think for him it's going to help him out. And I think that that's what we've already seen in these first 3 preseason games along with training camp. So hopefully that's what carries over into the regular season, man. But that's kind of my energy with Darnell, man, because like I said, he brings a lot from a size perspective. Now, y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about this wide receiver room, man. We only got 5 cats, bro. 5 wide receivers we keeping. Whew. Maybe I'm tripping. That just seemed light. It seems really light. What if I want to go? I can't go 5 wide. I could go 5 wide. What if he's tired? I don't know. With my 3 wide, I just got questions, man. Where's my gun and readiness thing? I don't have a legit special team. I got some return men in here now. Calvin's a return man. Scotty Mills a return man. Roman Wilson's a return man. But yeah, man, it's just I don't know. I'm used to seeing like a Miles Boykin up here, or dare say Bay up here, something like that up there. I just don't see that just yet. I see quicks, I see speed, I see agility. I know for certain one guy. But yeah, man, I'm just it's a little light for me. Just a little light. Now the Bro says we got more wide receivers to come. Cody James says, yeah, buddy, it's light, bro. It's a little light. Richard Arbizo, I want to believe that as well. It does feel like we're bringing in somebody. I'm hoping we are. Who? That's the big question. Into what level, right? Because we'll gotta see. We just gotta see, man. We gotta see. Hopefully it's somebody of, a little bit higher status that could help elevate it a little bit more. David Decker, you telling me give it time. I'm trying to give it time, David. I'm trying. But you know what's happening next weekend, right? I'm just, just like, yo, bro, come on, man. Clock's ticking, man. Clock's ticking. That's all. I thought Tim Patrick, but Tim Patrick's already signed somewhere, man. Yeah. Shout out to Tyler, man. Also, shout out to Tyler, man. Obviously, in the short that he had recently released, he talks about some of these potential wide receiver targets. Tim Patrick was one of the names, but he done got already, man. Yeah, I'm just like, bro, I don't know who it is. I don't care who it is. Just, can I see something? Like, bring me somebody, man. That's all. And I know we're not supposed to bring up Brandon Ayuk. We're all supposed to be done with Brandon Ayuk, but I'm not, okay? I need to know something. Yeah, at least stamp it one way or the other. Because, yeah, bro, Noah Brown, Zeke Shazier, I like Noah Brown. Trust me, I do, man. I know he got released. But I also saw that we didn't put a claim in for anybody. Did y'all notice that we didn't put a claim in for none of these dudes, man? So I just don't know, bro. I don't know. Hannibal Onana, I'm with you, bro. I'm not done with Brandon Ayuk either, man. I'm not. Because I'm just like, bro, we light, man. I ain't panicking, but I ain't feeling comfortable either. And yes, I get it. Oh, man, we're going to play through the tight ends. Sure, in theory, that sounds good, but I still need a wide receiver 2 that can give me at least 500. At least 500 to 700, man. That's what I'm looking for, baby. So, yeah, baby, we're going to find out. But let me not panic too much, all right? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be the one that's, locked in. No, Noriega, don't tell me that, Noriega. Noriega said Omar Condon fumbled the bag big time, man. We ain't getting Ayuk. No, man, don't do us like that, man. No, man. But no, that's my only thing right now. I'm just like, yo, everybody's finding their dance partners for the season, man. All right. Eventually, man, you got to stop trying to be picky and just choose, bro. Hey, look, man. She said she wanted 2. Man, just go get it, man. All right, go get it, because it's about to get real weird in a little bit, man. All right? We just don't want to get weird on us. But yeah, we are going to find out soon. So that's how I felt, like I said, about the offense. Now, when we spin it to the defensive side of the ball, was pleasantly surprised about us keeping 8 defensive linemen, man. When you're talking Isaiah Loudermilk, Dean Lowry, along with Logan Lee, I thought that all 3 of those dudes, they brought in unique characteristics, but at the same time, because they weren't as loud this preseason as a DeMarvin Leal, right? Or as a Montravius Adams or Keanu Benton. I just thought that, man, one of those 3 that I had named could have potentially been a casualty, but it was good to see that they kept all of those guys. Because to me, man, Montravius Adams, since he's come to the Steelers, bro, he has been just dynamite, man. The urgency that he plays with, his production, how disruptive he is. And he does it at the nose tackle spot. Like I said, he plays it like a 3 technique, but over the center. And it's a very unique approach, but it's productive and it works for him, and especially in our defense. You think about that, man, Keanu Benton, we're super excited to see what he's going to do this year, man. I think his role continues to expand. But when we look at DeMarvin Leal, it's like, yo, you're going to be a guy that we're going to be leaning on heavily, but Dean Lowry gives you that same type of high floor, maybe not as high of a ceiling as a Leal, right? But when you talk about a guy that can come in and provide veteran reps, this isn't a rookie. This is a guy that's been in this league and is produced in this league. So now you got somebody that can give you quality snaps on defense versus the run, along with if you have to push the pocket a little bit, you can do some of that too. So I like all of that in that room right there, man. I think that's major. And obviously with us putting Cole on the list, that opened up the door at linebacker to keep that 8th guy in there, man, which was beautiful. So I love the fact that we got both Mark and Tyler Matakavage in that inside line or in the linebacker room, because everywhere else in there, man, is stacked. We talk Highsmith, TJ. We know what them boys are gonna be on. E-Rob, PQ. We feel great about that situation. Yeah. So loving that, man. DB though, I still feel a little like just at the slot. That's it. Everywhere else I'm good. Man. Deshaun, Jalen, Mink, Dante, Casey, Killebrew, JPJ, Darius Rush, Cory Trice, man. I feel great about all those dudes. Even Beanie, I feel confident in. It's just, like I said, man, it's the rookie vibe, you know? And that's the part for me where I just get a little uneasy when we talking some of this rookie stuff. But the other part is, you heard me kind of talking about some of the special team stuff or the lack thereof from a gunner's perspective on the offensive side of the ball. Well, the flip side is now that puts a lot more pressure, a lot more burden on those defensive backs, man, because those are going to be the guys that are going to have to do, you know, pretty much the majority of the line share of the team's coverage standpoint. So in that sense, man, you will stress them a little bit, but those guys got to understand what the challenge is going to be and rise to it and answer that bell. But shout out to Cory Trice, though, man. I wanted to shout him out real quick, man, solely because, man, when you work your whole life to get to this level, it's insane, right? It's your life's work, your greatest accomplishment, man. You feel so good, this ultra high that you're on, you get drafted and everything like that. And then for him, you go from having a dope OTA, you tear your ACL, you know, at the beginning of training camp. It sucked, right? But instead of him pouting, instead of him moping, instead of him, you know, shutting down and going into the tank, this dude worked. And when I watched him this year, man, when you watched him in training camp practice, you watched him at OTAs, you watched him in these preseason games, you could tell that it wasn't just him rehabbing. This dude was also in the lab from a fundamental and eyes standpoint, man. Watching this guy in this Lions game, man, make certain plays because his eyes are in the right place. Watching him play so fast and react to certain things because to him, it's like, yo, I've seen this before. And that's the thing that really stood out and that kind of let me know that he was doing what he was supposed to do while he was rehabbing, man. And it's not always something that you could take for granted. We've seen guys have ACL injuries here in Pittsburgh that were high pedigree guys, and they never really came back and returned to form. So the fact that Cory Trice has shown that, man, even as a young dude, he was kind of able to get his feet back up under him, man, and put together a dope preseason, man, we got to salute the homie Cory Trice for that, man. So I know for me, I'm super excited to see what he's going to do in the regular season, because not only do I like his versatility in terms of him playing outside, they also had him playing some of that slot in that Lions game, but more importantly, the physicality, man. This is the AFC North. You got to tackle. We know you got to tackle. But you look at Cory, man, Cory is hitting people in this preseason. It doesn't matter if it was down by the line of scrimmage versus the run in terms of him crack replacing or blitzing. And then you also got a chance to really see him hatting in hands, you know, versus that screenplay where they try to have one guy block and he getting around that thing. Like, that's all studying, man. Studying and just trusting your technique. Understanding what the assignment is and obviously executing it to a high level. And for him, man, it was just really good to see that. So I had to make sure we take some time while we are talking about everything, man. Just show him a little bit of love right there, man. So like I said, definitely shout out to Cory Trice, man. But as a whole, man, I like the group, man. I like the group. I can't say that, you know, I feel elite confidence in it, but I do feel confident about this room, man. And I think that with these, hopefully with these DBs and receivers, man, they're going to answer the call, man, because it's going to be a lot of stress put on them. But once again, man, if the only person we're worried about on defense in terms of that starting 11 unit is Beanie Bishop, I think we're in a great spot, because you think about it, we're going to have playmakers everywhere else, man. You're going to have Cam, TJ, Highsmith, Larry O, Benton. That's all up in your front rushing. You know you got PQ, E-Rob, Peyton Wilson. Those are your three insides, man, that's going to get active, right? We feel really good about Dante Jackson along with JPJ. And then you know what Minka going to do. Minka going to do that Minka stuff this year. You know he ready to do that Minka stuff. So That's a whole bad man over there. And then you got Deshaun Elliott, another proven veteran that's been around this league, man, that's very familiar in this division as well. That gives you a higher end version of, like we talked about with the Edmonds type plays, right? In terms of not only can you give me some tackling, but you also give me a little bit more in the coverage vein. That's what Deshaun Elliott brings to the table. So to me, man, I love all of that. So if my only concern is Beanie, and I thought that Beanie played really well these two preseason games that he was in. We know obviously he didn't play versus the Bills. He was kind of leaking oil right there. But to me, man, when I watched Beanie, I thought that he triggered well. I thought that he wasn't afraid to tackle. And I thought as a whole, his eyes were where they needed to be. Now, we talk about some of the little technique things or, you know, a little miss here, a little bad thing there. That's going to come with being a rookie. He's not going to be perfect. But I love the intent. I love the focus. And more importantly, I love the production from him, because we can't just assume that because he's out there, he's going to make a play. Because there are a lot of guys that play in this league that never make a play. And that's partly why they don't stay long. But that's, you know, the name of the game, man. But you already know what time it is, man. We got about 10 minutes, a little under 10 minutes before the homie TG hops on with us, man. So you already know the drill. Hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel and digging what we on over here, baby. And I see we got some more supers that just came in. So, of course, we're going to get to those as well. And we got some college football tomorrow, too, man. I'm excited. Colorado versus North Dakota State University. Yeah, buddy. Football is back. Football is back. All right. Shout out to the homie AJ Martinez. He says, at a wedding, not a party. I smoked the doobie once. It didn't do jack. So I drank 5 beers, then smoked the road in, and I was floating across the room. Yeah, that'll do like that. We call that the crossfade, man. Whenever you surf and turf and you mix it together, holy moly. Yeah, proceed with caution, all right? Proceed with caution. But I like your style, AJ. I like how you're doing it, man. Because like you said, if you're at a wedding, it's socially acceptable. A party, you're doing too much of the party. But at a wedding, hey, baby, all bets are off. You're good. It's classy. You got a suit on. So don't worry about it, man. Dang, DC 53. You said the homie AJ was on that Reggie Bush over there. He was on that mid. Oh no. But shout out to you, AJ, man. It's all love, man. Hey, whenever it ain't hitting the way it's supposed to hit, ain't that wrong with, like I said, just cross it up, surf it and turf it, man. All right. Sometimes your steak need a little bit of that lobster to go with it. All right. So you good. And then AJ Martinez says, I'll pay for drinks for the chat and tailgate for Moats Deke with the chat. Okay. So that's duly noted. We're going to have to look into all of this for the 50,000. Yo, there it is. We back. Shout out to the chat though, baby. Shout out to the chat rocking with me, man, keeping me right, man. Like I said, I get excited, and once in a while I get excited, and you know, I be hitting buttons, bro. All right, I'm sorry. You know, I'm not the producer. I mean, I produce, but usually Deke do all the audio and sound stuff. All right, I've just learned throughout the time to, you know, figure out what to push and what not to push. And on occasion, I get hype when I push the wrong button. So forgive me, all right? Forgive me. Y'all hit that like button for Moats getting hype over here, all right? Because I was talking about the giveaway. I'm like, yo, we all finna be sitting in the section together. Game day, 2-4 seats, man. It's whatever, drinks, food on me. And then the whole mic cut out, man. So my bad, all right? But if y'all was digging it, hit that like button and subscribe, all right? Because that's what we talking about potentially for the 50,000 subscriber giveaway. We ahead of the game with this, all right? But I like it, man. I like it. And glad the audio is back working with the boy, man. All right. So shout out. But yeah, man, Deke, man, Dang, where you at, bro? Supposed to be. All because the homie's bedridden right now, a little under the weather. Sheesh. All right, let me get a couple of these other supers in real quick before we spark this thing on up with the homie TG. And yes, Tito, good vibes. I did recover fast, man. I'm getting better at it, right? I'm getting better. I'm getting more technologically sound, all right? I've been in the lab. I try not to make the same mistake twice, okay? I checked the tape on myself. I was like, you know what, Moats, you got to be better, okay? You need to hit that button. You need to do this right there, all right? So I appreciate you, acknowledging that hard work that I'm doing over here, all right? Coach will be proud. Coach will be real proud. Yeah, El Plaga. See, because like I said, man, everybody fall down, but how fast can you get back up, though? All right? Stand clear, showing a little love. He says, swear jar. All right, respect. Make sure we treating it nice. All right, we don't want to get in trouble today. Yeah, but I'm with you. Fair enough. And then we got K Goated showing some love as well, man. Appreciate you from the heart for the super chat. He says, Moats, our defense crazy on Madden. Our defense nice on paper too. The film has been a joy to watch. Let them cook week 1. Big test. Hey man, shout out to K Goated, man. You already know what time it is, baby. And I actually have not had a chance to see how crazy our defense is on Madden. I know we had talked a little bit of our Madden ratings earlier, me and Deke, a couple weeks ago when they were dropping. But I actually just downloaded Madden today, all right? It should be finished downloading right now. I started to download before I came down the stream, man. I have about 20 minutes, man. I just got off the radio doing my Steelers radio show, all right? Shout out to Steelers.com, shout out to SNR, shout out to iHeartRadio, okay? But yeah, I was over there doing my radio show. I finished about a little 20-minute window, and I was like, you know what, man? We'll get this game in real quick. I gotta go pick up my little man from school. And as I was playing the game, I forgot that I supposed to have been downloading Madden so I could play that today. So I have not checked it out just yet, but I cannot wait. Man. And if you telling me that the defense is fire, I'm looking forward to it then, man. All right. So yes, indeed. Now, Rashawn Jones says our Madden defense is awful this year. No. NPCP says Madden looks mid. No, man, don't do them like that. It's Madden, baby. It's Madden. And for me, man, when I think of Madden, I'm like, bro, how can you not? Like, I gotta get it. But more importantly, it's for my little man, all right? I'm a sucker to my little son, man. He be over here all the time like, Dad, let's play this game. Dad, you got the NCAA? I'm like, all right, bro, let's get it, man. Let's play. I'm gonna have fun, but yeah, all right, come on, let's do it. So he was the one put me on. He was the one that has me about that Madden, man. So we're gonna rock out with it. But I was digging the college football because I get to play with JMU. You know that like touches my heart, all right? Let's see what else y'all talking about with that Madden, though, man. Hold on. Dang, Zeke says the sweat drops on the game look worse than normal. It's no way you're saying that, bro. It's no way. Says the hit stick is better than NCAA. That's fair. I hate the hit stick in NCAA. I actually don't even try to use it that often. I'm like, yo, just go ahead and get your regular tackle on because, yeah, it's like, I don't know. Maybe I got to play it a little bit more to get a little bit used to it. But, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, man. Okay, the Brobarian says that on Madden 25, the Steelers is actually pretty good, and he's having fun. All right, so I'm going to have to check him out then. Okay. I like that then. And yes, X Concepts, of course, the homie Deke is sabotaging the audio remotely. You know how he does, all right? And just a quick heads up, man, the homie did hit me in terms of TG, not Deke, but we got about 5 more minutes on TG. Then he'll be able to hop on, get a part of this conversation as well, man, because I got to get his thoughts on not only the 53-man roster, but some of the things that he saw this preseason, man, and who stood out to him the most, all right? So we're going to have a little fun with that one. But yeah, shout out to the homie TG, baby. Alrighty, let me see. Where are we? Oh, Skeeter Jones. Shout out to Skeeter Jones showing some love in the building as well, man, with the super chat. He says, do you think we pick up Stromberg as a vet center? Man, shout out to Stromberg, man. That's definitely one of the names that could make sense. We also have seen, what was the other cat that, was it Lindstrom? I want to say that was the other name that we talked about. Yeah, was I say? Yeah, yesterday we were talking about him. So, actually, there's a couple options, man. But when we think about Ricky, on that one, obviously, man, was with the Commanders for a little bit. When did he come out, though? Let me see when he came out. That was last year? Now, unless he got released, I don't see how that. Yeah. Unless you're talking, hold on, man. Maybe you're talking about a different one. Hold on, because I'm thinking about the young boy that just came out. Yeah, give me a first name then, Skeeter Jones, man, because I might be mixing you up because I know my man that I'm thinking about. He just came out. He's like a young cat, not a vet. That yeah, like I said, he was last year. He came out of Arkansas. But I say because he was one of the centers that we talked about. Him, Frazier, obviously, JPJ Jackson Powers Johnson. Oh, he got cut. No, what? I missed that. Let me check that. Oh, whoa. Okay, now that's a little interesting. He got released now. Okay. All right, let me go to the NFL little thing real quick. Let me check. Yeah. Yeah, they literally released like all their centers. J.C. Hassenauer and Ricky Stromberg. Oh, that is very interesting. Okay. Huh. Well, yeah, man. That would be interesting. Obviously, it gives you a little bit more depth since we know right now we're starting the rookie, Zach Frazier at center. So, yeah, man, with Ricky Stromberg, that definitely gives you a little bit in terms of, I don't call him a vet. He has like 1 year. I mean, but to me, I do think that it'll be intriguing, though, because he's such a young player. But that is interesting, dude. I did not know they did that. Huh. Okay. Shoot, I was over here when I first looked at it. I was like, man, what about J.C. Hassenauer, man? Man, he's a familiar name. Obviously, he's been a part of the system and has success here. But yeah, that's interesting, man. All right, Corey Hewins. Shout out to Corey Hewins showing love as well, man, with another super chat, man, from the heart. You know I appreciate you, baby. He says, my best friend, who's a Panthers fan, and I will be waving that terrible towel next Sunday in Atlanta. I pray that we get a win. Corey, that makes two of us, man. I pray that we get a win as well, and we should. I mean, it's Atlanta, which is like Pittsburgh Steelers South. We know this. We also know it's a revenge game for Arthur Smith, for Cordell Patterson, for Michael Pruitt, and for Scotty Miller, okay? So we got a lot of ammunition also going into that game, man. And then on top of that, man, we're looking at the quarterback situation. Yeah. We got to attack Mr. Kirk Cousins, man. We know he can light it up, but we also know that the pressure can affect him in a major way. So, you know what time we are, all right? So, yeah, I'm definitely digging that, man. But you should have a blast, man. You should definitely have a blast down there in Atlanta. And shout out to your best friend who, even though is a Panthers fan, is going to be rocking with you, man, down there in ATL, man. You always need a good person to rock with you, man, sidecar like that, man. So, salute, baby. But yeah, man, I am really surprised that my man Ricky got released, bro. Like, bro. Yeah, that is for certain him. He's like 23 years old. Dang. I wonder what was going on for that one to have happened. Man. Okay. Let me check on the homie real quick too, man. See if he's about ready. If he is, then we're going to get this thing started up. But in the meantime, make sure I hit that like button. You already know how we do it. Let's get it. And also, let me check and see if we have any update on our potential practice squad, guys. I know we got potentially some stuff floating around there on X, but I was trying to see if they've turned this in just yet. Not yet. Okay, let me check the division too. Yeah, so us and Baltimore have not submitted practice squad rosters just yet, but Cincinnati, along with Cleveland, they have done so. Okay. See if there's anybody interesting up here. Logan Woodside. Okay, we know that name. Down in Cincinnati. Okay. Nate Brooks. All right. Also in Cincinnati. Okay. Tony Brown II. Yeah. Staying in Cleveland. Okay. No surprises. No, nothing crazy that we want from over there. All right, let's see what's going on then. Let's also check on our injured compadre as well. Let's see. Woo, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Still waiting to get an official update on this Seumalo situation. Oh, here we go. Looks like we have an update. So yeah, Steelers offensive lineman Isaac Seumalo avoids season-ending pectoral injury, expected to miss a month per report. All right, so that's a benefit. That's a positive to hear. I mean, obviously, it's not the greatest of news, but when you are considering what it could have been, I think we'll all take him missing a month versus missing a full season, man, with the torn pec. So, yeah, that means that he did not take it off the bone. So that's also very, very good, man. Because, yeah, as a guy that has also torn his pec, as long as you keep it on the bone, you got a chance, man. That didn't come off the bone. It's surgery, and yeah, it sucks. It's a wrap, man. So shout out to Seumalo for avoiding that. But yeah, sustained a pec injury, obviously during practice. So yeah, expect him to miss about a month. But yeah, the reports say that they dodged a bullet. So definitely like that. And make sure, let me give some credit to who was this. Oh, Brian Diardro with CBS Sports. Shout out to Brian Diardro with CBS Sports. That's who I seen it from, man. But yeah, that makes it interesting, man. So Seumalo's going to be out for at least a month. And obviously, whenever we say at least a month, from my experiences, give it about a month and a half realistically. Just, you know, in the sense of we'll see how fast he's able to come back from. But you want to be cautious and careful with the pectoral injuries, man. And I think that that's something that he's going to understand. That the Steelers training staff is also going to understand, because once you've already torn it, whether it's completely off the bone or partially torn off the bone, it's going to have a higher probability of being torn again or getting worse. So you know, from a preparation standpoint, working out standpoint, it's going to alter a lot for him. And from there, man, he's really just going to have to be smart with how he's coming back, man, because he is trying to come back in season. Whereas I know when I had tore my pec, man, it wasn't completely off the bone, so very similar. I had the off season, you know, so it was like you don't have to rush to get back to hitting somebody. Whereas for Seumalo, he's going to be coming back to hitting somebody, so that is going to be also a little bit different for him, man. But we've got to rely on the guys that are here, man. We talk about next man up, right? I'll be interested to see how we go about, you know, shuffling the offensive line, because as it stood today, we know that Dan Moore was taking some reps at right tackle, but he's still listed as a starting left tackle. Broderick starting right, James Daniels the right guard, Frazier is the center, and then Seumalo was left guard. So it could be as simple as, man, they put Spencer Anderson right into the fold at guard, and we roll like that. It could be Mason McCormick, right? Or even Ryan McCullum. Like, all three of those dudes, at some point, you could potentially bump them in. I don't know how we're going to do that just yet. But that's the part for me where I'm just like, let's see how we do it. I personally don't want to flirt with the concept of putting like a Troy Fautanu in there at guard, even though I think he's capable of doing it, just because he's young, man. It's like, man, we've already classified him as, we want you to play right tackle, so let him learn right tackle. Same way we've kind of classified Broderick Jones right now as the right tackle. It's like, just keep him there until we figure out what's that, and then we can talk about moving guys around. So that's, like I said, the only part that has me just a little bit hesitant about potentially moving him in the interior. But that's interesting, man. Like I said, I like the fact that it's just, a month, maybe a little over a month, but we for certain dodged the bullet with that, though, man. We definitely did. But man, that's gonna have a little bit of ripple effect, man. It's going to have that ripple effect. Whew. But you guys let me know, man, how y'all feeling about the Seumalo situation, man? How would y'all go about replacing, him, man? Who you putting in there guard, man? Let me know. Drop it in the comment section one time for the culture. So Tito with the good vibes. He says, man, he would go with Spencer Anderson. He'll bump him in that thing. Okay. I like that. And I can definitely see that. I'm seeing a lot of Spencer Anderson from Mike Hood, Skeeter Jones, Dante Edwards as well. Okay. Now, Blood Tie says, hopefully Troy and Broderick lock down the two tackle spots. I think that's going to be interesting to me, man. for a couple of reasons. Obviously, we know with Broderick and with Troy, man, a lot of optimism with both of those dudes. But availability wasn't there for Troy this preseason. And with Broderick, the consistency wasn't exactly what we were looking for. Was when you talk about Dan Moore, he kind of was both. He was available and he was consistent. So I know that that's kind of the guy that we've identified as saying we want to upgrade from. I just don't think it's foregone thing that that's happening right now. And if it is, I personally don't know if that is the best decision just yet. With all due respect, all right? So that's what I'm kind of at with this thing, man. It's just, But I like what I see with Dan. I like what I'm seeing with him, and hopefully with the rest of the group, man, we could be a lot more consistent. But Dan Moore today was taking some right tackle reps in practice. So at least we know from the Steelers' perspective, they're trying to see something. I don't know what they trying to see all the way, but they trying to see something. So we shall see with that, man. But TG is ready, so shout out to the homie. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get him fired up and dialed up. So y'all go ahead and hit that like button while I get this thing situated. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the family, baby. Over here producing. Like I know what I'm doing or something. You know I don't. But let me call the homie up. All right, I got this right up. Put him in the wrong way. Jeez Louise. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see. Yo, can you hear me? What's the word, brethren? What's the word? Hurricane season. Shout out to all my people down there in that good old Florida, man. If you know, you know. But let me go ahead and drop the let me drop the intro like how we always do. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Oh, hold on. They said they can't hear you. Wait a minute now. Un momento. Hold on. They can't hear you. It's not a you thing. It's a me thing. Give me a second there. Let me see if I can get my dog right real quick. Oh no. I ain't gonna be able to get it right now. All right, so look, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna spin the block on you real quick. Let me spin the block on you real quick, all right? All right? That's what we're gonna do. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, that is all me. Hold on, baby. I got y'all. That's all me right there. I know exactly what y'all are talking about in terms of no sound for the homie over there. That was for certain a whoopsie daisy. Let me see if I can add it while we are still live. I don't think I'm gonna be able to add it while I'm live right now. Oh man. All right. So let's see. Do I want to go ahead, stop it, and then restart the stream? Let me think. Oh man. That's what I might have to do, man. That is what I might have to do. Oh, my dog, they got me. All right. So that's what we're gonna do there real quick. So I'm gonna stop this stream real quick. I'm gonna be spot right back in about 5-minute top. So then that way we can get these phone lines back the way they're supposed to be, because gotta have my dog rocking with me, man. All right, so y'all give me about 5 minutes and we can get this stream right back percolate with the homie TG on with me. All right, so don't touch that dial. Be right back.